translation. Translation is another thing. Okay, so
Okay.
translation, it means you are in documents. That's another career. So there are companies, their document is in English. They want to translate it into another language. It can be Yoruba, it can be Igbo, it can be Hausa. I've done all of that in time past, translating from English to Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, or to French. Yes. So, or you can translate to German, or you can translate like from German to
To another
English and
language.
back. Yes. So that's a fantastic career too. You see that there are people that are full time into each one of these, and there are people that can also multitask. So they are interpreters when they are needed to interpret. They are translators when they are needed to translate. Because these are things you can metamorphose. Yes, you can move from
Change.
one to the other depending on your level of competence. Yes. Then as a host, like a master of ceremony that I am now, so
Mm-hmm.
it's another career. Now there are jobs that only polyglots can do. There
For
are
example,
specific jobs
what kind of
that,
jobs?
okay, let's say that the audience is French, German, English, and it's an international conference.
Okay.
An English MC will not fit. Yes, because I mean the others don't understand English. Not everybody understands English, so they feel odd. Let's say the program is happening in Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
Morocco is an Arabic speaking country. It's a French speaking country. Then to a very less extent, they speak English. Very, very less extent. Then to a very less extent to the Spanish. They share border with Spanish through water. You know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. We're close to you.
So four languages, but the two major languages are Arabic number one, French number two. So if Morocco is hosting an international conference, then you are coming there to be as an MC, you are speaking English. You're out of place. You are completely out of place. So even if the MC all the best they can do is English French, is still good because they also understand French. Remember they were colonized by France, so
Mm-hmm.
that's still good. So what I'm saying that there are specific jobs that if you speak just English, no, 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 you can't do it. So for we that are MCs, it just gives us an edge. We might not even be the best MC in town because we have one of the key factors, which is language. Then we are the most suited for that job. Can you see?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Content creation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
So content creating. Let's say that as if and we wanted to interact with our audience. Like, let's say we're on TikTok, for instance, now, and wanted to engage our audience.
Uh-huh.
Imagine I'm speaking English, then I spoke German. Then you spoke German to me. Didn't you speak German to me?
Yes, I did.
And
And you
I
responded.
responded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So that creates a bond and an amazement and a unique presentation. Then from there, in Asuibo,
I'm not saying well for man.
in
Funny.
Asuibo, so you can
Yeah.
see you see the link. So
Yeah.
as a content creator, it gives you this feeling that you belong to everybody or at least to many people. So there's that when you create a content, it goes viral because you can connect with so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that you can speak all the language I speak now. So we start English, from English we go to German, from German we go to Igbo, from Igbo we go into Yoruba, from Yoruba we go into Hausa, from Hausa we go into Spanish, from Spanish we go into to French. You can imagine how awesome it will be. Then another thing is broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
You can go into broadcasting as somebody who speaks many languages. I used to be in broadcasting before as a radio. I used to be an
Radio presenter.
OAP on air presenter. Yes, yeah, I used to be that, and I used to drive traffic a
Mm.
lot because Munandi Goga, me and the Igbos will speak when they eat program. It used to be
Yeah.
live program, so they call him Indigo Gapa when I had a Koku Twilu Igbo.
Exactly.
Àwọn Yorùbá máa pé àjọ sọ èdè Yorùbá orí wọn máa wú.
Mm-hmm.
Mutane daga arewa sun yi magana da su. Kagan ko? Kin gan ko? Abin na burge su. So as an you can be an on-air personality. You can be a TV presenter.
That's a good one.
The opportunities are limitless. And you're limitless. What if you are a writer and you write, and because you see, if you are a polyglot, you will understand people. You will have had a lot of cultural shocks that will make you to understand people. So when you write as a
Mm-hmm.
writer, let's say you are a columnist, you see, you can always put in like there are some French words you can use, like par la grâce de Dieu in inverted commas. You see, there are so you can bring in maybe an Arabic word. You understand? Shukran, depending on what you are writing on. So your context will be very broad. You can understand people. So when you write, people will be able to feel you that this person has a national or pan-African or a global view of events or things or phenomena, because you cannot learn a language, another language, and not understand the culture of the people
I
who
was about to
own the
ask that
language.
question.
So I think I want to rest my case and let you speak.
Now, on this point of language and culture, can you emphasize more how
Yeah.
the language penetrates into cultures? Because now we have there's this language school that is on, and they are teaching different African languages. Now, you have spoken about German, Spanish, Arabic. These are more alien cultures that came into the African continent. Now, let's talk about the African languages. How is it that the cultures that because language has culture embedded in it, tell us more how people can find a way to have this interest to learn an African language.
For us to develop interest in learning languages, we need to like the cultures of the owners of the language. Uh, so while I was in the north, I
Mm.
learned to drink fura de nono.
I was also in
I
the
learned
north.
to eat.
Yes, and I
Did you
really
get to learn Hausa? Kina jin Hausa?
kadang kada, just a little. Only money aspect I learned. So
Kaɗan
this
kaɗan. All right.
how to buy stuff in the market. That was all I could learn.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. So I learned. I needed to. I love Hausa people. I love them. So that helped me to learn the language
Which
easily. I learned to eat their food. I learned to dress like I'm dressed now, like a northerner.
yeah,
I learned their music, eh? Mama and Shata and other musicians. So I read their novels like Magana Jariche one, Magana Jariche two, Magana Jariche three. So their culture, I embrace their culture. In
yeah,
embracing their culture, I learn their language. So it's there's a lot of
stuff
um,
to learn.
it's like five and six. When you love a people's culture with
Yeah.
ease, you learn their language because they, you see, people are sensitive. So when they see that you love them, you like them, they will warm up to you and teach you their language, teach you their culture, and then naturally you get the language. It's also the east to c'est la même chose.
Mm.
I love Igbo. I dress many times like Igbo. If I didn't dress like this, maybe I'll put on my ishagu.
The Igbo attire. Shagu.
Yeah, yeah. I learned to eat also to eat French Igbo food and Igbo soup like
Yeah.
ofo were and etc.
Yeah.
And I learned their music. I love Igbo music. I learned the culture, which is the music. Yes,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
learned many Igbo. You see, the Igbo music is very rich, and in it are many idiomatic expressions. In it are deep words.
Proverbs, even.
Oku dio maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milu, Mauku Diomeme, where
Exactly.
it's rooted. Yes. So and it's like that. It cuts across all languages like that. So when
True.
you learn, when you appreciate people's culture, you will easily learn their language and deep things. Like in Igbo, we say that onye wetara ọjị wetara gịnị
Undo life.
wetara ndụ wetara ndụ ọkwa ya.
Yes.
Yes. So there are so there are many proverbs like that. When you learn the culture, you learn the languages easily. I've met many people who are in Lagos. They say that oh, but Yoruba, they can't speak Yoruba. I now ask them Yoruba people.
Exactly. If you don't like Yoruba food, then
Yes.
how do you want to born
Eh,
Yoruba? So
how
they
do you
born
learn their
Yoruba.
language? Who will teach you? You think the language?
Exactly.
Eh.
It's just
The
like
language
that.
is not going to jump. You are
And
going to taught the language by Yoruba.
you just
Every party with us so
exactly.
so like that.
What would you tell young people who are studying in school? How would you like encourage them to learn a language as a side thing for them to improve, especially African languages, considering the fact that we are trying to open the African space,
The African market.
the
Yeah.
African market,
So
which means they can travel. How would you encourage them to go into learning different African languages like Swahili, Zulu, or all this, our Tingiria, Twi? How would you encourage them to do this to benefit from
okay.
what?
So yes. So firstly, let's look at languages before we go to those who are studying that as a side. Like I studied it as a side before it
Okay.
became a major for me. So for those who are even studying, maybe you are studying um, French or Swahili or Arabic, and then some people feel that because they did not find a good course, then they opted for that. No, fantastic. I
Okay.
mean, I've met presidents or head of states, vice president, governors. Why? I mean, I've met important people like you.
Because they can speak languages.
You're not laughing.
I'm
Eh?
just like,
I mean, how did you invite me? If I'm not important, will you invite me?
because
You
I
are
saw what
important
you
and
do.
invited me because, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So I've met people, you inclusive, because I tried something seriously.
True.
So I encourage you who are learning languages to be serious about it. Opportunities are limitless.
True.
Limitless. Then those who are now learning it as a side thing, it will open opportunities for you. I learned as a side thing, opportunities for me. Now, how do you go about it? In our days, there were no apps. I was
Mm-hmm.
on the camp. My matric number is 920336.
You
I
should go
repeat, my matric number was 920336. 1992. Where were you? I mean, not you. The people will be listening
and people
to
watching
our
us.
youth. Where were they? In the 90s, there were no phones.
No app.
In those 90s, there were no phones. There were no apps. So we were using tapes. You know that cassettes and those are the things we were using to
Tips.
learn.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in radio and play and play and play. But we
Yeah.
learned. But today there are apps. There are on your smartphone is there. There are podcasts you can listen to. There are so many things you can do. I have Bibles in those languages I speak,
Mm-hmm.
more of hardcover, and then now because there are apps, soft copy on my phone. But in those days they were not. They weren't. So I
True.
will encourage you download these things on your phone. Download, go do online, go to YouTube, learn these languages, engage in them. I just interviewed somebody today. It's in 200 level. Internet entirely political science, but it
Okay.
speaks about 7 languages. Then clearly speaks Swahili, speaks Urdu, speaks Turkish, speaks French, speaks Arabic, speaks Fulani, Fulfulde, speaks Billy, speaks so many languages. Speaks them clean. It's in 200 level. What are we talking about?
This is
And
really
he's doing well as a political scientist, as a student.
very
So
impressive.
what are we talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay. So I want to ask
that's
you
that.
this particular question. Have you what is the most funny reaction that you have gotten so far when you're speaking because you speak this language? What funny reaction would you say you have gotten that really like
Our my sister. See, when I anchor events, because of the nature of now, I anchor events where we have very top-notch people, conferences, international conferences, national conferences. So these people, this set of people are well traveled, well read.
Mhm.
So many of them have been to France, Spain, Canada, US, and pick some of this. Some of them studied abroad. So when they come and they hear me just playing with these languages, they are like, wow. So during the break, they speak and they are wowed. They say, wow, vous êtes formidable. You are too much. So these reactions they lift up my spirit. Then so each time I present, you see the round of applause. They begin to applaud, pa, 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 because they're excited,
Yeah,
and this makes me really elated. Elated. Yeah,
this is good to know. It's really good to know. So, what
yeah.
would be your advice now to
Thank you.
people who want to follow your footstep or who are thinking of learning languages? Because the last question I asked about the opening of the African continent, how can they play a part to connect
Ah,
each country or even country we are going for,
yeah,
each languages together? Because
yeah. So with the opening of the African market, it means people who can communicate in more languages will
we
see.
need it.
The moment you speak somebody's language, it's a bridge, a connection. You create trust. He likes you immediately. He will
Exactly.
switch. He will prefer you speak in his language. He now sees you as one with him. There's a connection, and he wants to favor you now. Yes, he wants to favor you because he sees you as my brother. That's the next thing. He will say one name, one
Exactly.
name. If it's Igbo to Igbo, eh?
Igbo, even Hausa,
If it's outside, begins to say
the Hausa man
Danwana,
will give you plenty suya
Danwana.
yeah,
Yes,
because of that
because there's a
bond.
connection. So
Yes,
yes, there's a connection. Omo Yami,
exactly.
Aburo mi,
Yes,
Egbon mi. You understand? In French, begin to
exactly.
say mon frère, mon ami.
Yeah,
Eh? So they lower their guard. They just lower their guard, and they're beginning to say, "Look, we are one." Because that's it. Language makes us one. Once you speak my language, I see you as one with me. Because
mhm,
you put in a lot of effort to learn my. It means you like me,
that is true. That is
especially if you are a straightforward person. There could be people who are
true.
false. There can be
Mhm.
people who are spies. Yes, there's that negative attitude, that aspect. People can be really spies, so they learn the language to become spies. So lest I forget, that's another area. But I don't really mention because I'm not one, and I don't. But that's another industry. So people go and learn like to become spies.
Mhm.
They
True.
don't even necessarily love the owners of the language.
They
You
just
spy
want to
on
get.
them, espionage. You see. Yeah, yeah. But that one is on the negative. That's
Mm.
the negative. Then sorry, you can be a good lobbyist.
With
A good
languages.
lobbyist where you can speak.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're a good, if you can be a good lobbyist because you understand their language. You know what they're looking for. Eh? If they are behaving somewhere, you understand them why they are behaving the way they are behaving. You know what they like. You know what
True.
they like. What they So you can be a good lobbyist, part of it too. You see.
Exactly.
So
Because even in the process
yeah.
of learning the language, you're learning their cultures and what they, how their body language is.
You're learning them. You're learning their
But
yes idiosyncrasies. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, these things you won't get if you're just not trying to connect with them. This is true.
No, no,
Okay,
no, no.
what will be your last word before?
Yeah. So my word is firstly, thank you very much for inviting me to your platform because you're going to share with your platform. I appreciate it, and then I want to say to the people who are listening to us when it's opportunities are limitless. Life is not about it's fair to me, it's not fair to me. The opportunities are there for you to make life be fair to you. Seize the opportunities. Create. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
I like that.
Enlarge your coast. Enlarge your coast. Add more languages. Chinelo is my friend now. I know so
Yeah,
fast. Yes.
that's so again.
Yes. So I have many friends.
Yeah,
So enlarge your coast. Make more friends by learning more languages. That's my last word.
you've all heard it. Make more friends, learn more languages, learn whatever language that you have the flair to learn. go and learn it. It will be beneficial to you one day
Absolutely.
and you don't even know how. Okay.
Thank you. Au revoir.